Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Space Mechanic Simulator video. Last time we repaired that satellite over there from a very leaky pipe. And yeah, today we're just gonna open this up and see what we have to do next. Now I think I do want to increase our diagnostics level because yeah, it took us a really long time to find that leaky pipe, and I think increasing our diagnostics level will probably be worth it in the long run. So yeah, anyway, so let's go ahead and accept this, and this will teach us how to actually use the infrared camera instead of what we were doing last time, which, I mean, I might have been using it right, because yeah, there was really only one leaky pipe. I thought there was other ones, but yeah, we're gonna see how to actually use the infrared camera.
Using infrared camera to locate anomalies and diagnose problems. Welcome to Level 2 Diagnostics Training. Today we will talk about thermal imaging, which is useful in many situations. Approach to the panel. It is marked on your HUD.
We are on approach to the panel. So yeah, because we were using the thermal imaging camera last time, but I just don't know if we were using it right. I mean, I'm not really sure how many ways you can use it. Go ahead and brighten things up a little bit for you guys as well, because I do realize this game can be quite dark. So I do want to try and use my light more, but also, yeah, it does rinse the energy. So
Pick up infrared camera from your toolbox.
Yeah, it does rinse through the energy, so that does make things a little bit hard. So we'll go here and we'll go IR
Infrared camera has 3 basic operation modes with configurable settings. You can use buttons on the camera to switch modes and adjust parameters. To switch mode, you can press M1 button on your infrared camera. For now, let's stay in fixed range mode.
Alright.
This is the basic mode of operation. Camera will show temperatures within configured range. Temperatures that are outside of this range will be displayed in blue for colds or white for hot. So if you're seeing too much blue or not enough blue, you should alter minimum range setting by holding L1 or L2 buttons on your camera. And if you're seeing too much white or not enough, then you should alter maximum range setting using R1 or R2 buttons on your camera. Feel free to play around and adjust settings so you get a good picture.
Okay, so let's see. So L1. Oh, I can decrease the range there. So we're negative 90 to 100. And I can bump it up. And then I guess R2 goes down, yeah. So if I decrease this by a bunch, we should see, yeah, look, you start to see a white spot. There's starting to be a white spot on the electrical panel, which seems to be the problem. These pipes are getting a lot red. These pipes are really hot. And yeah, there's not really too much cold right here. It's just hot pipes, hot electric panel. And you can start to see the white in the center there from it being sort of out of range.
Let's play around a little. Close valve TSTV now.
Okay, let's close TSTV valve.
Now watch pump and pipes. You will see they get cooler as there is no flow in them. Of course, valve is not the only thing that can stop flow. A blocked pipe can do the same. So infrared camera can help you locate blocked pipes simply by looking for point on pipe where there's a sudden temperature drop.
Or a leak.
Have a look at electric box TST EB1. Note that you can see that devices inside it have power since you can see the heat on the cover. This does not necessarily mean that devices work as expected, but at least we know there's no issue with power supply.
Let's pop it open though. Just because I'm curious. And then we will look at that. So yeah, see, those are all very warm, very toasty. But honestly, that could be normal.
Let's look at other modes. Press M1 button on your infrared camera to switch to reference mode. This mode is useful when you're looking for specific temperature range. You can set the desired reference temperature, and everything that has this temperature will be painted white, while things that differ from the reference value will be colored differently until they fall out of range defined by margin setting. Everything cooler or hotter by that margin or more will be painted blue. Feel free to play around with settings and switch to FOV setting mode whenever you're ready.
Okay, so we can do this. We can change the reference. So we're kind of shifting more towards, like... Yeah, where everything else is now red. And the margins, we can bump those up. Oh, I can actually hold the button and it goes up real quickly. So yeah, we can up the margins all the way to 200 degrees C. We can see that. And then if we bump the margins all the way down, so there's no margin. Yeah, basically pretty much only the stuff within our reference is gonna light up. Look at that. There's a band that showed up there. Is that like some like solar... It looks like some sort of solar something. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's go to FOV.
This mode is not actually an operating mode of camera in strict sense. Image displayed will be the same as in fixed range mode, but on this screen, you can only regulate camera's field of view using L1 or L2 buttons on your camera. When you're ready, switch to measure mode. Measure mode has no settings. It simply gives you exact temperature value measured at the center of screen. This is useful when you want precise reading. That's about it. Infrared camera may not be necessary to diagnose problems and may not provide decisive information, but it's certainly a useful tool to narrow problems down quickly. That's why most mechanics like to keep it handy for time-sensitive encounters.
Right. Alright, let's button all this back up then. There we go, that's how I use the infrared camera. I think we were kind of getting a feel for it. It's just, I should have used it before we had actually fixed everything, but you know, I mean, it was one of the things where I'm like, okay, all this stuff looks fine. I think that was the only pipe. And I think that's one of the things on hard mode, is it's not going to tell us when we're done. I thought it would, but yeah, I don't think it will. So, yeah, we made a gamble assuming everything was done, and, oh wait, did I forgot to reopen that valve. Let's go ahead and reopen the valve before they get mad at us, because I think we still have to pay penalties if we leave this in any other state than the same state we found it. So yeah, let's open the valve. There we go, and now we'll get the panel back on. And we'll go ahead and do another job. We'll see if there's anything we can do. We might want to grab the final diagnostics training. We'll see. Oh, let me move my cursor, please. Hello? I want to let me... My cursor's broken. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Back to the shuttle. Doink. Alright. Missions. Finalize. Confirm. There we go. No penalties paid on that one. And now we get D3. So this is where we use the multimeter. And that's going to cost $10,000 to do that. And then we need D3 to do the electronics. So let's see what we can do. Okay, we can do a couple. Pipe work, diagnostics 1. Yeah, a lot of these are still locked, it looks like. Pump is not working properly. Something must be blocking the flow. Check what happened and find the clogged pipe.
The pump is not working properly.
I just said that. Okay, so yeah, we should be able to very quickly, because of our infrared camera, just very quickly diagnose this and get this done. We don't necessarily need the diagnostics 2 to do this. Which I don't think you need any diagnostics for this, because I think if we weren't on hard mode, the game would just tell us what's the problem. But yeah, because we're on hard mode, we do have to diagnose things, which, to be honest, is the fun part. The fun part is trying to figure out what's wrong. Replacing the stuff, I mean, it's part of the game, sure, but like, it's not the actual challenge. It's not the hard part. It's not the part that makes your brain work. The part that makes your brain work is trying to figure out where the problem is. And now that we know how to use the thermal camera properly, this should hopefully be relatively easy. So there we go. Pop, pop, boom, oh, boom. Let's up the camera. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is IR camera. We are going to switch to FOV mode. Zoom out a little. No, that's zooming in. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, and this all looks green. It's all green, Houston. Measure. Yeah, it's all like 13, 14. Okay. Alright, let's try the palm top maybe? We can scan some of these codes. Okay. Okay, so nothing's flowing here. So the clog is before this. Okay, okay, so here's the big thing. So it flows in through FPV2, into the pump, and out FPV1. And I don't even think... It doesn't even look like the pump's working. Let's see, is the pump working? You know, the pump's working, there's just no pressure. Okay. So we know it comes in through FP2, and there's no pressure there. Okay, so there's just no pressure in this panel. The clog is not here. The clog is elsewhere. So we will seal this back up, and we will check other panel. Can confirm clog is not here. Clog is somewhere before this point. I mean, there's a chance the clog could be... Well, we'll see. We'll check the other panels. Because, yeah, I feel like I would have noticed with the infrared camera if it was, like, because there was just no color difference in that panel at all. Oh, I gotta let us so quick fly away. It's not letting me fly away! Aha, here we go. And this all looks yellow. And so all this is flowing. Yeah, that's about our reference. Yeah, so our reference is 4. And then we can lower the margins. So that should show up pretty obvious if a pipe is outside the range. Yeah, because that looks pretty yellow on everything else. So if we see a pipe that's not red like that, then we know there's something else going on. Alright, so not here. Not here. Your clog is in another panel. So we've seen what a panel with no flow looks like, and a panel that has flow. Why is this? Yeah, this keeps bugging out. It's fine, I can just switch to my mouse. I don't know if it's my... I mean, it can't be the controller going dead, because otherwise nothing else would work. So I don't know, it's just the game. Just the game being the game. Being a game. And being silly. Being a silly game. Okay. Unscrew the bolts. Unscrew the bolts. Okay. And this is just electrical. Well then. This is very difficult then. Thought it would be an easy mission. With the pipe very easily to be told, yes, this is where the clog is. We've pretty much seen every single panel, unless there might be 4. There might be 4 panels on this satellite. Let's see. Alright, let's keep going around. I think we're going to come back around to the first panel, though. I think there's only 3. There's the engine down there. And is there anything else on this satellite? I don't think so. Let me just fly down. Let's see if it's anything like around here. Like maybe this engine bell. There's like something. No, none of these can be removed. Okay. So they have that panel. Let's go back to this one, where there was nothing. Because maybe I missed something. Yes, this is the first one. Okay. So let's pull out the IR camera now that we are in... Oh. Come on. Now that we're in reference mode. Aha! Aha, you see that? That's where the clog be. It be in that FP2. Because now that we have the thing, and that was the inlet, right? Oh, I put up the wrong thing. Hold on. Pumped up. I gotta scan this. So we might need to actually stop the... Yeah, FP2 is where the flow comes in. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So we do actually need to, annoyingly, go to this panel and turn it off. So yeah, I just didn't have the multimeter set to the right mode. That's okay. I probably shouldn't have put any of these panels back on until I was sure. But, you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We got there in the end. It was fine. My energy's getting a little low, so I'm going to dim my light a little bit. We should hopefully be able to finish all this up and get back to the ship to replace our part before we completely run out of resources. So yeah, it just goes to show that the setting on the infrared remote really does matter. Because yeah, otherwise it just wasn't really showing me anything. Alright, so let's see. Where is the outflow here? So outflow is CP2. So we gotta close... Well, this is water. I don't know if the other loop was water. We'll close this. So that way we don't have any flow in the other area. Hopefully now. Because we're gonna remove this pipe ahead of the valve. So if we just scan this. It's still quite red. Yeah, because this is the xenon loop. Okay. I'm sure it's fine. I will close this valve, but I don't really think that's going to make a difference, because we're going to remove it. Excuse me. Excuse you. Let me remove you. Yes, I'm trying to remove that. Thank you. Oh no, that's the pipe. It's not letting me select the bracket. There, a 10 centimeter mount. Stop selecting FP2. Let me select it! I don't want to select FP2. I know I have to remove that. It won't let me though. I have no idea what's going on with that. That's weird. It's just pipe 2. All around. I literally can't select it. Even if I go over here and try and do it from over here. What about from over here? It still selects fluid pipe 2. I can barely get the bolts in there. Oh, it's not even letting me get the bolts back in. Oh, it's removed. It's back? Okay, so for some reason the game doesn't think it's there. The game thinks it's gone, because I can't put the bolts in. Let me try restarting. It seems like the game might be a little bit confused.
A few minutes later.
Remove this. Remove this. Close this valve. There we go, pop that off, and I think it's probably this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, I think this pipe is fine. It was this elbow that was clogged. Because yeah, I was wondering, how are you supposed to remove this without causing it to leak? I figured there had to be a reason. Because we haven't figured out, like, how to do that yet. I mean, I'm sure there's a way where you shut off all, like, the flow, but... I don't know. Maybe there will be pipes where they're, like, before the valve, so therefore you have to, you know... You have to kind of deal with the leak. But either way, that took way too long. Just because the game was being silly. And I mean, probably on me for being silly too. I should have diagnosed that a lot better. Should have been a lot easier for me to diagnose that. But, oh well, we're still learning. We're still learning. So let's see. Your items, let's see. The pipe, we could repair it, I think. Trade, let's see. Pipe 40, 90. 90 R10. There is one in shuttle stock. Might make sense to repair it though. Right, we have... I think we have that stuff. steel. Yeah, I bought all that. There you go, I'll just repair it. Good enough for me. So there's your 10-degree pipe. There's your 10-centimeter mount. Reopen the valve. Re-establish the float. We got a big old check with the IR camera. And yeah, it looks like it's all cooling off. You can see it looks different than when we first looked at it. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't notice that pipe. I guess I didn't notice it being a slightly different car, so that's why you kind of have to go into reference mode, I guess, in order to see those differences. So. I feel like I scanned that pipe too, and it said 0, 0. I don't know. Maybe I didn't scan that one. I'll have to look back. And I'll probably see how stupid I was. Because that's just how it usually is with me. Alright. Mission complete. There we go. It actually gave us the mission complete text. Unlike that other one that didn't. Which maybe means there was another leaky pipe, but... Oh, I keep on forgetting to do the fly away. But I doubt it. Otherwise, I feel like we would have got like penalties or something, and we didn't get any penalties, so that makes me think, we did a good job. We did an alright job. We're doing okay at this space mechanic thing, I would say. Ow. You can always bang your legs against the shuttle doors, though. That is par for the course. Alright, missions. It's blocked. Not anymore. It is unblocked. Alright, let's take a look at quite a leak.
Something is leaking again. You need to immediately verify what and fix the situation.
Okay. Oh, we're around the moon. Ooh, that's special. We haven't done anything around the moon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure moon and Earth and all that, it's in the same system, so we don't need to like learn anything to go from moon to Earth or vice versa. So that's pretty cool. Wow. Our first job around the moon. Would you look at that? It looks like this thing has like some sort of like gravity ring. Is this some sort of space station? No, our orbits around the moon shorter? I feel like orbits around the moon are about an hour. So I don't know if that's simulated here. I also don't know where the Earth is. It might be around the other side. Alright. Anyway, let's have a look-see at this thing. Ooh. Oh, there's the Earth. Hello, Earth. Alright, we got the funky music. Let's fix this moon base. Hello? Excuse me? Oh, we're going out on the dark side. Hello, excuse me. I would like to remove curved panel, please. Please don't. What? Why is this game so buggy? Okay. Yeah, sure. Just, like, don't let me remove the curved panel. That's fine. Like, I don't see any more screws. They're all gone. All the screws are gone. Weird. Weird. Let's just assume this isn't the panel they want. I have no idea. Maybe they don't want us to look under that one. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Nope, can't remove this one either. Hopefully this fixes it. And yeah, still can't remove curved panels. No idea why that would be.
1 hour later.
Okay, third time's the charm. Let's see if we can get this panel open. Okay, so this mission is just completely and utterly bugged. Noted. Yeah, I restarted the game, and it's still not letting me do anything here. So are we just gonna have to abort this mission? I'm gonna try this panel. This was the one panel we haven't tried. And this might just happen to be the one that they actually want us to go under. I doubt it, but maybe. I mean, it's giving me the little line icon, so maybe? Okay, so let me take that one off. And this is the electrical one. So this is literally the one that we don't want to be under, because they want the leak. Something is leaking. I mean, I guess we can turn off the power. So we can just press the buttons on the batteries. That'll shut everything off. Or I can just... yeah, just press, like, the test buttons on the batteries. One of these you can press the buttons on these batteries. I know that. No, I don't want to remove the battery. I just want to test it. Or we'll scan the... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. Scan-a-roni. Batteries charged by SPX. Okay. Great. Great information. Love that information. I think the electrical panel has all the information we need to know. Okay. So we have lights. We have battery chargers. Angle sensors. Okay. Nothing for pumps, motors. Well, that is unfortunate. Let's just give this satellite, this station, this whatever thing, a little once around. Yeah, I can tell that it won't let us remove this one because it's, you can see it's not giving me the arrow icon. So I know as soon as I remove these bolts, it's not letting me remove this one. Which is super weird. Is there something else that's like holding this down? Okay, so there's that panel, there's that panel. Let's try... Yeah, I already removed the bolts on that one. What's this? Is this like some sort of thing that we need to interact with? The thing we can scan. Battery charge. Okay, battery charge controls. Okay, we can scan it. Solar panel output, battery charge. Okay. So I guess we can disconnect the batteries from this. Circuit breaker. Saber. Okay, so I guess this says what it does. So we have the 3 circuit breakers that go to SA1, SA2. Okay, and the 3rd circuit breaker isn't connected to anything, so that's why that was disconnected. Okay. And then they can go to BC1 or they can go to BC2. They can charge on A3 or A4 from solar array 1 or solar array 2. Okay. Okay. That doesn't really help us at all. You know, like that doesn't really bode well. You know, just saying. Because these have all been, yeah, these screws have been removed. Oh, I can remove the panel. Oh no, that was. No, so that's the one I can remove. I can remove the electrical one. I can't remove any of the other ones.
2 hours later.
All right, so I had to go and look it up because I was honestly baffled, and yeah, I assumed that this game couldn't be that buggy, but it turns out there must be another panel at least that we need to go to. And basically, it's basically saying, yeah, those panels, because we can't remove them, they're not the panels we were looking for, basically. So, let's look at the base of the spacecraft. I mean, this spacecraft is pretty big. It's a pretty chunky boy. So, yeah, we will see how we get around it here. Let's see. So yeah, we should be able to tell right away. Like if we go to this panel. And yeah, it's not letting us interact with it. We can't interact with it, so we don't want to be here. We fly away. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. We got the funky moon music again. Alright, and then I just want to fly around here. We have this whole, like, back part of the spacecraft. Watch out for the solar panels. So I don't know if there's any, like, screws we can remove back here. Let's get a bit of distance. So we can just have a look-see. There's more, like, of those solar panel connectors. Yeah, I guess those are, like, the connectors that connect the solar panels into the batteries. I'm assuming eventually we'll learn how to service solar panels. Probably when we learn how to service electrics. Now. Yeah, looking at this, I literally do not see... Maybe on the back here. Like, I'm looking for panels that I can remove. And they're kind of few and far between. Like, we have the stuff around the engine here. But that seems relatively locked down. Nothing I can do here. We'll just keep looking, because yeah, it wasn't any of the stuff there. Like, this looks like a panel. It's not, though. But yeah, there's supposed to be a panel here somewhere. There's just more beepity boopity things. Okay. Oh, wait. LP2. Here we go. We can remove this. There we go. Okay, so that wasn't even screwed in. So, yeah, I guess that's pretty useful to know that the panels that they don't want us messing with, if you can't remove something, you can't, it's not something that's part of the mission. It was the same for the other pipes as well. Like in that previous mission, I was trying to remove those pipes. I'm like, why wouldn't it let me remove them? It's because they're not part of the mission. Which would be good if the game clarified that. But you know, it's fine. Okay, there's nothing flowing here. These are dead cold. So, what was it again? It was a leak, right? Something is leaking. Roger. Which makes me think it might be this BCP2. The fact that it's all sorts of something. So let's see. Let's close this. And let's first get our palm top and let's scan some codes. We'll scan this WP1. Those sensors look fine. Let's scan this BCP2. Okay, that's going. It might be before this WP1. Okay, now that gained pressure. So if we close this, that kills the pressure there. This never had pressure, so it might be here where the leak is. Let's try it. Let's try moving these. At least there shouldn't be any flow here. I think. We will see. That's fine. No, those pipes are completely and utterly fine. Alright. I guess I should probably check and see which direction the flow is before I start ripping things apart here. So let's see, there we go. There's the thing we need to scan. Okay, so it goes from... So the ammonia loop goes from 2 to 1, and then the water loop also goes from 2 to 1. Okay. So the leak must be over here then. Because if the leak's over here, then it's leaking over here. It's already leaking. I don't think there's really much concern of us removing this stuff. If it's already leaky, it's already leaky, you know? Yeah. But that was all fine. Yeah, maybe it's best if we go into the modes. So reference mode. Let's reference this. That actually has flow. So change the reference. So that pipe is white. So yeah, pretty much reference 0 for that one. And then reduce the margin. So everything else. There you go. So basically we're just looking for that color. Alright, so that pipe looks fine. It's all the same color. Okay, now we just look at this one. So adjust the reference until this color changes. It's probably, because it's ammonia, probably going to be pretty cold. I would guess. Yeah, there you go. We're starting to get some color change on it, I think. Let's increase the margins. No, we're not doing anything there. Okay. Waiting for this pipe to change color so we can see. Yeah, that pipe's not changing color. It's basically ambient. Okay. So the leak, I guess we can assume, is somewhere else, possibly. The fact that we're getting no pressure here and there's no color. Alright. Noted. So, we found a panel, but this is not the panel we were looking for. There's no leak behind this panel.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Okay, so it is here. Okay, I just set the difficulty to easy because I am completely lost on what I'm supposed to be doing now at this point. Okay, so it is here. Okay. Oh, is it this freaking pipe that I can't remove? Yep, LP2. Because I kind of figured it out, that it's this. I just, for some reason, it will not let me remove this. There we go, 10 centimeter mount. Okay, so yeah, just restarting from the autosave, coming right here immediately. Seems to have let us get into here. And I'm guessing it's this pipe. Yep, it's that one. We'll just have to let it all leak because there's no other valves to interact with here. Okay. Well, if it wasn't for the game being so buggy, we would have figured that out a bit sooner. And yeah, it's on the back side of the spacecraft, which is why we couldn't find our shuttle. Because our shuttle is over here. On this side of the spacecraft. If I can get around these solar panels. Yeah, our shuttle's like over here somewhere. Okay, I just put it on hard mode, not expert. Seriously, where's like the marker that shows me where my shuttle is? There should be a marker. The game's just really broken, apparently. Alright, there we go, drifting away. Now we'll be able to see where the shuttle is, right? I mean, maybe we can make it back over there. Oh, there it is. Found it. Gosh, yeah, why is the marker not showing up? That is super weird. Alright, well, at least we found it. At least we found our shuttle before we died in space. Inventory, trade, pipe 40 R10. I'm just gonna buy it because I don't want to have to deal with it. We'll get a little bit of fill up while we're here. Okay. Alright, at least now the sun's out so we can see what we're doing. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why all the markers are gone now. I just switched to hard mode? Yeah, select hard. Yeah, it gives me some guidance. Oh, at least this will be cool for the thumbnail shot. There we go, let's do a bit of that. That way I can hide that cursor there. There we go. Well, there we go. At least we got a thumbnail shot. Yeah, I think we want to go below. We want to bunk into the solar panel. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Okay. And yeah, we can see that gas leaking, but luckily it is no longer leaking because we put a pipe there and a pipe there, and your ammonia is no longer leaking out into the vacuum of space. Yay! Don't you love that? Don't you love that that's happening? I love it too. Alright. Job's done. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say, if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like. Subscribe for new videos. Have a great rest of your day, and once I find out where my shuttle is, I think this way? Ow. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yep. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys next time, where hopefully the game is a bit less buggy now that we kinda know, kinda know some of the quirks. Like, yeah, the whole not being able to remove the bracket is kind of annoying. That was definitely a bug. And the last update this game got was like 2024, so I doubt they're gonna fix that. But at least it's not a big deal. We can just load the autosave. But yeah, if we can't remove a panel, it's because the game doesn't want us to remove that panel. Yay, fun times. Anyway, see you guys then. Bye. Yeah, we did it.